Hey guys, this is just going to be another Bitcoin specific update. We did say we were going to start doing these daily in the morning, help you kind of navigate the day in front of you, and also maybe the coming weeks. You know, we constantly reiterate our view that ultimately, you know, this is a bear market, and in my opinion, eventually we do see lower prices across the board for the cryptocurrency market. But what we're going to be doing in this video is really analyzing Bitcoin's price action. We gave an update yesterday where we said, look, we'll take the long or the short here. Ultimately, if you can't clear that sort of 24k range, it's likely that you're going to trade towards 23. Now we're actually coming up and hitting our head on 23. So we're still looking for the shorts down to sort of 22. 22.5 is a bit of a key area that we'll talk about. We'll also go over a number of indicators because we really stress the fact that on the weekly, you know, you are still very much in a confirmed downtrend. There's not really any bullish divergences taking place. And all your indicators really do indicate, which is what they're there to do, the fact that this is still a very confirmed and modest downtrend, and that this really, in my opinion, is not basing structure. You know, we're looking for a potential cross on the demand index to the downside. This would give us a sell signal for more of a sort of long-term swing trade. But in the meantime, we'll scalp this market on a daily basis. One difference that you'll find with me and many other YouTubers out there is I am an active trader. So I'm not just a commentator on markets. You know, YouTube is not my primary income stream by quite a large stretch. So not only can I tell you the truth, what I actually think is taking place, I don't have to constantly persist with a bullish narrative. But I can actually tell you, you know, what degree of success I've had or not had trading. And let me just make this absolutely apparent when it comes to trading for those of you that want to be trading. Get used to losing money. In fact, losing money and losing trades is a bigger part of trading than winning, because you're going to learn a lot more from it, and it's a crucial part, and it's what you do with those losers that really make the difference. We had successful trades all of yesterday. If you don't believe me, you can, if you want to, join my Patreon. It's around about 30 quid a month. It's mainly investment focused, but one sort of subset of the channel is we do trade. You know, I will trade with people daily. You know, we've got a number of challenges going at the moment, really to try and educate people and help them on their journey. But what we're really looking at here, and we set this out, we'll focus on the bigger term time frames towards the end. But what we're really looking at, and it's very simple what we're doing. You know, yesterday we really highlighted the fact that you couldn't quite get this close above your 24k range. You can see all the wicks that you had into it. You didn't close on the weekly, you didn't close on the 3 daily, you didn't even close on the daily. Right, that's showing some very significant resistance. And we said, providing that you stay below this, look for the short. Right now, you're just very much, it's extremely simple trading. You're looking for round numbers. You're looking for failure to reclaim those round numbers or reclaiming them and using them as a kind of springboard. You failed your 24k range. So we're going to put the 23k range on. And if you bear with me, because I'll just show you what I'm looking at on a daily basis. And bear in mind, we look at Bitcoin, we'll base our altcoin strategies off of Bitcoin. So we'll short more aggressively altcoins because they give you a higher percentage. We just use a lot less leverage. But what I'll do is put the coordinates on so that I know that we've got 23k exactly. Let's get that right. So we've got 23k there. You can see what's happening. You've now failed it. You did find a little bit of support off it, and you're actually rejecting below it. Remember, you have got liquidity below this, and you are now coming back into this range. We have sort of consistently maintained that this is more of a sort of a bear flag structure, more of a rising structure, not really a basing and bottoming structure. And I want to highlight something within this move that I don't really see people bringing up. I'm going to put the fixed volume price on really since we entered this range. And I want you to note where the volume is, right? So what is this showing us on this short-term move? Well, it's showing us that the majority of volume has happened towards the bottom. Okay, now the volume that you've had has obviously been, you've had more buyers than sellers. That's why the price has gone up. But the issue with the volume where it is it means that given the move that Bitcoin has seen, people will actually take, you know, people take profits here, 20% up on Bitcoin. If you've used any sort of leverage from an institutional point of view or from a sort of professional trader point of view, you will take profits off the table here. And this is what you're seeing in this kind of almost, you know, M-like pattern. This double top pattern is your buy pressure is now actually running out. You're not seeing the volume come in here. You're seeing a slight increase on volume at the top here, but that's not reflective of the buyers, because if it was buy pressure, the price would have continued. That's reflective of a battle taking place between the buyers and sellers. And this is the thing that you've got to be cautious of when you're looking at the price. You've really got to say to yourself, okay, what sustains this rally? Well, we know it's not global liquidity backed. You know, we've spoken and we speak daily on the kind of macroeconomic landscape of things and where the cryptocurrency market finds itself. We know that it's more, it's more trader driven. This is more, it's not really people getting back into the market. It's more trader driven and people taking advantage of the price action, if that makes sense. So you've got to pay attention to all these things. So what we'll do is we'll remove these. We'll remove the volume by price for the time being, and we'll look at the sort of levels that we're looking at moving forwards, and we'll drop down the timeframes. And for argument's sake, what I'm going to do is I'm going to put 22k on here, because I do think you could be looking at revisiting 22k. I think we're going to interact with 2250 or 22500, I should say. But we'll see kind of what takes place. So that's your 22k range, that's your 23, and that's your 24. What I want to do is drop down the timeframes and show you what I'm looking at today. Okay. So you can see just how significant this 24k range was. If we're looking at this on the hourly chart, deviation, you've come back below it, you failed to get back above it, you've seen a huge rejection wick. We were trading during this time period. Welcome to the cryptocurrency market space, ladies and gentlemen. It can be a nightmare, certainly if you don't know what you're doing. And now you're progressively coming down, hitting your head. You reacted here, not very strongly, saw a bounce off it, now you're below it. If you stay below 23k and can't reclaim it, look for shorts. Okay? The second you get back above it and you hold it convincingly, close the shorts. You're wrong. It's probably going to move back up towards your 24k range. If it's persistently staying below 23k, look towards 22k. Look towards this level here. First of all, you've got lots of liquidity. Sort of lots of price action, I should say, rather than liquidity, but it really is just liquidity. If you look around here, this is an area that I am looking at. Round about here, where we currently are. So you could see some sort of an interaction here. You're seeing you kind of coming up and in your head. The issue you've got, though, is if you fail or you're coming down and finding it a support. The issue that you've really got, though, is if you fail this, what do you think then happens? So you might see some sort of bounce. You come into it. You're failing it. Where are you going? You're going down here. And then you've got to look at the broader structure and go, okay, well, are you just round tripping now? You know, when you use your moving averages, I only really use moving averages to show me relative strength and weakness. I don't typically use them as trading indicators. I prefer trend lines and a number of other things. You did have a sort of neckline break here, if you will. You could call it a neckline break. One thing that I never see people teaching in regards to trend lines is the significance of the degrees that they're at. So are they steep? That means they're probably a lot less momentumful on the breaks, or are they horizontal and taking a lot longer and really grinding to get that break? That means there's more momentum probably going to follow it. And I think that this, you could be looking at a topping period. Do you do something where you sort of nuke down to here and you get a double top and then we go on and put that new high in? Because we can't rule out higher prices here for Bitcoin and the cryptocurrency market. If there is going to be some sort of short-term direction, you've got to look at it from a long-term perspective, which is where you should base all your kind of thesis. This has been a brutal downtrend. And we've not really seen, other than here, any sort of significant rally. Now, we know the stock market was catching a bid. The annoying thing about trading crypto right now is you basically just trade the ES. You basically just trade the S&P. And, when you're trading crypto or when you're looking at the price of Bitcoin in the cryptocurrency market, pay attention to the ES. Because if ES starts rocketing, or the NASDAQ starts rocketing, or you sort of, Apple starts rocketing, Bitcoin's likely going to follow suit. They're that synced up at the moment, which is frustrating from a trading point of view. It can make things easier at times and harder at others, certainly if you've got a good setup on the trades. And then the ES does another thing. But this is what you're looking at. We're going to continue on with this downtrend until we see otherwise. Again, we'll close the shorts if we get a reclaim of this level, because you're probably going to move up here. Then what you do here, you're coming up and having another stab at it. But we'll close shorts the second we get above 23k. If we continuously come up and hit our head, we're looking for the downside towards 22k. It's that simple, and we'll hold it for as long as possible and move our stops into the profit. That's really it in regards to the trading. Just to really highlight something, we won't look at the COT, which is the commitment of traders. This is still, and we'll use this chart actually, very much a confirmed downtrend. I've seen so many people calling this as a bottom, and it's just nonsensical in my opinion. Doesn't make a lot of sense, and they're going to end up, they're not calling it based on anything other than their own opinion. And let me tell you something, and this will become apparently clear: the markets don't give a shit about your opinion. You know, they'll take money off you for being prideful and thinking that your opinion is the right one. You know, have you had some sort of a divergence here potentially on the demand index? We'll see, but does it come back inside, and is this just, you know, I mean, looking at this, something that I constantly pay attention to, because I'm looking for bullish divergences. I want to be on the right side of the trade. It's technically still a lower low. You have broken this sort of short-term trend line, but, you know, does this have any kind of validity? You know, you have seen significant sell pressure. It's natural that you get some sort of a pullback from that. You know, could this be a front-running indicator? If you look at your demand index, or your RSI, sorry, your relative strength index, you can see that it's very much intact, the downtrend. So is your money flow index, and so is your account accumulation and distribution index. I could show you 1,000,001 other indexes, or 1,000,001 indicators and oscillators that would support this, certainly on the bigger time frames. Daily, in my opinion, most indicators have less of a degree. Certainly for hourly and hourly, you know, that they're very skittish, and I don't know why you try and predict the long-term price action based on a smaller indicator. It doesn't really make a lot of sense to me. So that's really the play for today, guys. You know, we'll see what happens. Do we come back and reclaim that 23k range? Then we'll cut the shorts, maybe look for a deviation to come back below, and maybe add them back on again. But really, today is going to be very much centered around 23k. Just like yesterday, in yesterday's video, we gave you the update and we said, look, you come up, you bump your head on 24k, go short. And vice versa, really. You know, and you could see that we did have significant resistance around about these areas. We'll see what today brings. Again, just quickly talking about your volume by price. Look at where the volume is. It's down here. Okay, so the buy pressure's obviously won, or the bulls have obviously won here. You know, it's been a significant move. You know, there's no volume backing it up here, if that makes sense. So you've had people accumulating down here. They're probably going to start to take profits now. You can see the volume is heightened up here, not to this kind of a degree, but even though you've got heightened volume, you know, the price isn't moving in that prior direction, which shows a kind of battle ensuing. You know, there's lots to take into account. We have also spoke about, I've not seen one YouTuber talk about open interest, probably because they don't understand it. But your open interest also very much supports this uptrend. And you'll notice when you have your pullbacks for open interest, often this is correlated with the price of Bitcoin going up. So there's an inverse correlation in regards to that. And you've got descending price with uptrending open interest. What's that telling you? Well, the contracts are opening in to the short side and supporting this move. So that is really all I've got for you in this video. I was going to go into the COT indicator, which shows commitment of traders, shows traders, retail, you know, all this other kind of stuff, and really show you where they're at and you know, is there any kind of change that's taking place? Not particularly. We could have gone into Bollinger Bands and a number of other things that I use, but this is all stuff that we can cover on other videos. For now, though, we're looking for the shorts. For anybody that's interested in trading with me, you can go and join my Patreon. The Patreon, like I say, trading is just one very actually small aspect of it. We're choosing altcoins that we want to accumulate. We're also putting out daily content and keeping in touch with the community consistently as we move forwards in this. Can be quite a tricky time period in regards to markets and trying to predict them. But ultimately, you know, we are all big believers that blockchain is going to have a significant impact on the world that we're moving towards. That is all I've got for you in this video, guys. If you enjoyed the content, like us, always appreciate it as a comment. I look forward to seeing each and every one of you in the next YouTube video. Thanks a lot for watching, ladies and gents. See you in the next one.